Hey yo, what's going on everybody? It's Tyler, aka Todd Killington. Yeah, man. Alright guys, in this video I'm just going to be talking about, my experience with GTA 3 and just my experience with the Definitive Edition, the Trilogy, right? Even though I didn't really play anything past GTA 3, a few minutes of Vice City and none in San Andreas. But it doesn't really matter to be quite honest, and I'll explain why later. But my main goal was to kind of go back and replay GTA 3 because that was my real big introduction to GTA. Now I had played the top-down, the bird's eye view versions, the PC versions, the PS1 right versions of GTA, and but it just didn't captivate me like GTA 3 did. And a lot of you guys out there, you're younger than I am, so Vice City maybe was your introduction, or for the most part, San Andreas was your guys' introduction. And even for some of you guys that are even younger, GTA 4 was your real introduction to the whole GTA world. But for me, GTA 3 is where it really began. GTA 3 changed gaming. It truly, truly did. There was never a game that caused so. I mean, maybe Doom was the only other game that caused as much controversy, right? And upheaval. You had politicians getting involved with GTA. It was crazy, and it just made you want to play the game even more. And so, like everybody else, I was very intrigued for the trilogy, the definitive edition, the remastered versions of these games. But deep down, I knew what this was going to be. I knew exactly what it was going to be. I talked about it in my live streams, and it ended up being exactly what I thought it would be. Um, a attempt at recreating the magic. Right? That's what Rockstar was trying to do, and it fell flat. It did. And that's okay. It is what it is. I'm not I'm not here to complain or moan about it because this is not my style. I'm just telling you exactly how it is. I wanted to play GTA 3 for the nostalgia and to go back and to feel that, and that quickly wore off. Literally about 20 minutes of me playing GTA 3, I was like, yeah, I got my fix. I remember why this game was great back then, and I remember why we move on from games. Graphics get better, storylines get better. There's more integration. There's just more when you advance with technology and things like that. But I was hellbound on beating GTA 3 and going through the story again. And honestly, it'd been so long, it was like playing a whole new game. And I'll be totally honest, okay? I really felt like GTA 3 was way more difficult, and there was just much more of a story back on the old PS2 days. It felt like, I don't know. It just felt like it was way more watered down. Now we could talk about the graphics until we're blue in the face, right? What they did, and I've already talked about this. Again, I knew what it was going to be. I honestly feel like there was really nothing wrong with the remasters. To be quite fair, I really don't understand why Rockstar felt the need to do this. They already had the ports of GTA 3 and San Andreas and Vice City or whatnot. I mentioned this several times, and we were talking about it last night. I wish that Rockstar would have, if they were going to remaster this game, then remaster it from the ground up. Give us, the graphics that we can have today, but give us the storyline and the feel of, Liberty City with GTA 3 and Vice City and San Andreas. Rebuild it from the ground up. Don't just, you know, throw some paint and color onto it. In a lot of cases, the characters looked worse than what they did on the old school versions. And many people will agree with that. There's a lot of bugs and glitches, but again, I expected this. This is exactly what I expected to happen. Um, but it's all good. I still really enjoyed it, but I'm just done. I'm over it. I put a poll out on Twitter. I said, knowing what we know now, who really wants to have more remasters? Who wants to keep spending time and money on the past? And an overwhelming, I mean, it was like over 80% of people were like, no, we don't want any more remasters because there's already rumors of Red Dead remaster, the original Red Dead. And, listen, not that many people played it back in the day. And, not that many people played, well, I say not that many compared to like GTA. Not that many people played Red Dead 2, right? But if they do a remaster like this, I mean, I'm not gonna go back and buy it. Especially after what we've had here. Grove Street Games. People were asking me, Ty, how do you feel that Grove Street Games did with these remasters? And honestly, they did exactly what I thought that they would do. Given the support and what they were capable of, this is pretty much about what you would expect. So not that big of a deal. I'm not gonna fault or blame them, because it really starts at the top, and I really feel like they should have just, if they're gonna do a true remaster, they should have went from the ground up and given us something that was really worth, $60. I would have rather have paid 60 per game if they completely from the ground up redid these and gave us something, more complete. This really did feel rushed and felt like they just slapped it together. It's like a sloppy Joe, right? You're gonna eat it. It's good, but you're gonna pay for it later, and it's messy. So, but yeah, I'm just I'm done. I'm done. I'm not gonna play Vice City. I'm not gonna. I can barely even play Vice City. There's so much music in there. I'll get demonetized. And San Andreas, it's not worth it. I'd rather focus on new games that are out. I'd rather continue on with GTA 5. There's still a bunch of stuff I can do with GTA 5. There really is, to be honest. I'm going to start going after some more awards and trophies on there and start doing all that, have some fun with it. Maybe go back and replay some of the story stuff on GTA 5. Because, honestly, I just don't want to go back. I have, the next gen consoles. You guys have high powered PCs and things like that. And it's not always about the graphics, I get that. But I want to be able to utilize it. I want to be able to enjoy it and get out of it, what I put into it, right? So this is the last mission right here on GTA 3. Just kind of replaying some B-roll footage as we talk about this. But I want to know what you guys feel. I've asked this in the Twitter poll, but do you guys want more remasters? Do you guys want to go that route? Honestly, is there, and I totally support. I totally support, keeping the old school games alive. I do. But you don't have to do this, right? You can just keep them in the archives. You can just make it to where we can play them. I honestly would rather have played it the way it was. I'd rather just keep the port version of these games versus the remaster. Really, honestly, knowing now what we know, right? I would have totally just rather have kept it the way it was and just have access to them whenever I want, right? Versus what this is. I think most people will agree with me on that. I would rather just have the ported versions with a few little enhancements here and there versus what we have with this, because now we don't have access to those ported versions. This is all we have, right? And they missed the mark on bringing back that nostalgia and that feel. It just seems clumsy, clunky, and just rushed. It really did. So again, I'm just not gonna, no more of the remaster stuff for me. I accomplished my goal. I went out. I had fun with GTA 3. It was a good time. Got those old feels and those memories back. But man, I tell you what, after playing a few hours on these old games and going back to Grand Theft Auto 5, you don't know what we're missing out on. We really, listen, it felt good to go back to GTA 5. All the problems we have over there, it felt good. So there you guys have it. I just want to give you like my little final review on there. It just, I don't know, man. They just missed the mark, man. That's a damn shame, because those games were part of everyone's childhood. For the most part, it was our introduction to this series, to this franchise, to this community, and to this whole, metaverse, I guess you could say, of Grand Theft Auto. So, but again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think, was it a hit? Was it a miss? Do you guys want more remasters? Let me know what you think, man. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm moving on from it. I'm not going to fool with this stuff anymore. Thank you all so much for coming out of the video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for the Illest Rose content in the game. Smash that like button. We'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out. Yeah.